On the morning of November 18th, 2024, at an apartment in 2100 Lincoln Avenue in Springfield Township, Ohio, a 42-year-old woman, Taria Brown, went to the house of her wife, a 33-year-old woman named Lacresha Black, and shot her multiple times, leaving her lifeless body in front of her door. Taria had married her fellow woman, that is Lacresha. However, when Taria started abusing and subjecting her to domestic violence, she decided to divorce and leave the marriage. Taria had sworn that if she couldn't have her wife, then nobody will have her, so she murdered her. It was so sad that Lacresha found herself in a lesbian marriage and got murdered. This is the story of Lacresha Black. In the year 2019, Lacresha Black met a woman by the name of Taria Brown. The two clicked very well, and they started dating. Their relationship was strong, and on December 3rd, 2023, Lacresha Black, who was 33 years old, and Taria Brown, who was 42 years old, married each other. After their marriage, the couple moved in together and settled down at Springfield Township, Ohio. Their relationship was so perfect at the beginning, the two adopted 3 children, and they continued with their happy marriage. The two deeply loved each other. They shared matching tattoo that read, "Until death do us part." They posted loving videos and photos in social media. The two were really enjoying their love life. However, after 1 year in their marriage, Taria Brown started engaging in argument with her wife, Lacresha Black. On social media, the two appeared to be happy, but back at home, it was disastrous. Soon their relationship became unpredictable. Taria was jealous, controlling, physically violent, and obsessed with her wife, Lacresha Black. Taria always emotionally abused and threatened Lacresha. Lacresha got tired of the toxic environment in their marriage, so she confided in her friends that her partner, Taria, had a volatile temper and that she has been subjecting her to a toxic environment in their marriage. At one time, Lacresha called the police and reported their endless disputes in their marriage. The police went to their home to solve those disputes. Lacresha, however, remained in her marriage with her fellow woman despite the signs of trouble, hoping that things will improve. Unfortunately, things only got worse, and so by the fall of the year 2024, Lacresha Black had had enough of her partner, Taria, and so they moved to different residences. Lacresha no longer wanted to be with Taria, and she was determined to end her relationship with her. She filed for a divorce, but unfortunately, Taria refused to let her go. Instead, Taria started harassing and intimidating her. She called her constantly, showed up unannounced at her place, and destroyed her property. She also would left her chilling voicemail filled with threats. Taria was doing all of these to keep her wife under control. Unfortunately, Lacresha refused to give in to her threats and abuse this time round, so her plans failed. Taria then decided to ensure that if she would not have Lacresha, then nobody would have her. She decided to murder her. On the morning of November 18th, 2024, Taria showed up at Lacresha's house at Springfield Township. Armed and determined, she unhooked the battery from Lacresha Black's car to ensure she wouldn't escape. During that time, 2 of their adopted children were at home, while the 3rd one was at school. While inside the house, Taria and Lacresha got involved in a confrontation, and Taria shot her multiple times with 1 bullet hitting her in the head. Taria Brown then fled from the crime scene in a dark-colored 2014 Chevrolet Cruze. By 7 a.m. in the morning, a man called 911 and reported that Lacresha Black was shot at her apartment. However, he was not sure of the name of the person who has shot Lacresha. However, he had seen her with Lacresha before. The dispatcher asked him who was Lacresha to him. She answered them that she was his friend, and also she was like caretaker to him. The dispatcher asked him if he has ever saw Lacresha before or if she was just a stranger to him. The man said he had seen Lacresha a couple of times. After 7 a.m., Springfield Township Police Department officers arrived at 2100 Lincoln Avenue. They found Lacresha dead. She laid outside the front door of her residence, having suffered from multiple gunshot wounds. The paramedics could not save her life because she had already died at the crime scene. As the investigation continues, the police knocked on the door of one of Lacresha's neighbors, a woman known as Linda Sales. At that time, she was sleeping at the back of her apartment. So she woke up and looked outside of her apartment and saw police officers and crime tape. That is when she realized that someone had shot and killed her neighbor, Lacresha Black, just feet from her door. When she opened her door, the police told her that there was a bullet hole in her window. Linda was so thankful that her grandchildren were not at home because they usually play, eat, and spend their time at the place where the bullet had hit her window. She described the scene as traumatic. She added that she had lived in this condo complex since 2017, and she had never witnessed a crime like that. She told the police that all of her neighbors are peaceful and nobody argues. She recalled hearing the sounds of the gunfire. When other neighbors were questioned, they too recalled hearing gunshots, followed by the sight of police officers swarming the area. The police officers found out through Hamilton County court records that Taria and Lacresha were married. Therefore, Taria was identified as the main person of interest in the shooting. Police officers wanted to bring her in for questioning, so they quickly broadcasted the information about Taria Brown's vehicle to nearby jurisdictions. Fortunately, at around 9:30 a.m., Indiana State Police spotted Taria Brown more than 150 miles away in Clinton County, Indiana on Interstate 65. They attempted to make a traffic stop. Taria Brown didn't stop her car and a police chase began. She continued to flee with police in hot pursuit. Taria Brown stopped her vehicle at Amoco gas station off Interstate 65 and State Route 28 in Frankfort. While there, a shot was fired from her vehicle and the Indiana State Police fired back at her. Special Weapons and Tactics SWAT unit was called to the location of the shootings. Troopers approached Taria Brown's vehicle with an armored SWAT cruiser. When they went to the Chevy Cruze, they discovered Taria Brown dead inside. Indiana State Police recovered a gun from the scene. Luckily, there was no police officer who was injured during the shootout. Domestic violence are increasingly at an alarming rate in most marriages around the world. And to make the matters worse, some of them have led to death, and others have left some partners with injuries and scars that they will live their whole life regretting. Let us join our hands and stop domestic violence in our marriages. Our wives and husbands are supposed to be loved, not murdered when things go wrong. Relationship is not a death sentence. Let us be vigilant and report when we see a red flag in our relationships. Don't keep quiet. It is better to be safe than sorry.